And welcome back, everyone, to part 4 of this week's Destiny Horizon. The scene is we are outside of the beacon. And I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and say Valerie and Edos. Valerie, you see Edos' back facing out.
In the Star's End?
Yep.
Valerie's going to come up and she's going to sit in one of the seats. And she said, mind if I sit here with you for a little while? I kind of like it. It's quiet. Sometimes I'd like to come in here when it's quiet and nothing's going on. It's a good place to think.
For you enjoying quiet, you talk a lot.
I know.
I'll take another swig of the moonshine and kind of pass it over without, looking at her.
She'll take it. Take a shot. Ooh, mine.
I'll take it back, and as I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of looking down. The planet came from... We were practically slaves.
No, I didn't know that.
Me and my daddy, we pretty much was forced into hard labor. And if we ever screwed up, we get a lashing. And, well, I guess I like to screw up a lot. There's a few times when my sister would screw up, but I'd say it was my fault. And I'll kind of just show her part of my back where the scars are.
The scars are? Yeah.
Overlooked. Jesus.
I thought if I left her there, I wouldn't screw up anymore for her becoming a law enforcement officer. But credits were too good. Bad guys needed killing. I was good at that. And then she became one. And of course then I had to get caught with all the dirty things I'd done. So she got punished for it. She was working her way back up on that planet. And then I came down there with y'all. And I shot her in the back. Like this fucking scumbag I am. And with that, he pulls his revolver out. The only thing that's stopping me from blowing my brains out right now is knowing that this ship can save her.
Theoretically, yeah. What do you have in mind?
Well, y'all are going back, right?
Theoretically, yeah.
The sooner we get back and I help y'all, once it's all done, I die or if I don't. If I don't, I help y'all get through this. I go to your side of the galaxy, and I never see y'all again. I get a ship, and I just go.
I'm sure that can be arranged. I can help that happen. But what else do you want to do? Is that it?
Right now, I just want to drink and smoke until I pass out.
I think you've earned that. For everything that you're blaming yourself for and that you're upset and angry about. I just want to say that we here owe you a huge debt. You have saved us on numerous occasions. And I know right now that probably means absolutely nothing. But you're not alone. You have people here that care about you, and you have people here that want to help. I'm the one that does both.
Thank you, Doctor. That's just how I deal with this. And I'm going to continue drinking, pretty much signaling that the conversation's over.
Okay, go ahead. Valery's just going to sit back in the chair, just kind of look out the viewport, let you drink, and be quiet.
Okay. The screen pans over to Grakaza and Tunpo. Grakaza, as the ship exits hyperspace, you see the beacon in front of you. And no Imperial ships at all. Tunpo, you witness the same sight.
I killed him.
Yeah. Tunpo says that. And describe what you look like, Tunpo. Is your face like dead serious? Or are you happy?
He's, whether or not he obviously knows that that's a true statement, he's just got this, like, he knows an inside joke sort of shit-eating grin. But he's still just kind of staring up at the ceiling after he sees that they're all gone.
All right.
What do you mean you killed them?
You remember that? You remember how he killed that star?
Go on.
With the ship? We blew up that star with the ship.
Right.
I told him that's where we were. In an encoded message that spy was trying to send. I sent him to the supernova.
You brilliant, Sulston son of a bitch. And Grakaza just starts, like, laughing.
Yeah. Laugh it up, Fuzzball.
A combination of laughing and wincing. So we
You did
win,
good.
right? We win?
Almost. Just have to find out what's on the other side.
I'm sure we can take that on too.
I'm sure you can. You save the ship, apparently. Sure, a little burn here or there isn't going to stop you.
Oh, we should hope not. I hope not.
You know, I talked to that commander that went down. When they went down, they saw a bit of your handiwork down there.
Which part? The bomb? The bomb I blew up?
No, the guy you shot. I think you missed your calling.
Maybe. Or not yet. Maybe I can make something out of myself still.
You will. And I pat Poe on the back on his good side.
Jeb says, damn right he will. Grakaza. I think it's time.
Jeb,
And he hands you a black case.
I take the case and I open it.
It's a patch for the Rook's for Reed's array.
I flip around the case and I present it to Poe. You've earned it.
be a part of something officially then.
I think so too. And I leave it on his lap.
Okay. So, you are beckoned to the bridge for a moment. Grakaza, could I get you to the bridge, please? Grakaza?
Understood. Be right there. And I turn out.
It doesn't take you long to get to the bridge. And as you're standing there, you see the beacon, and again, no Imperial ships. But you also see, the moment you step foot on the bridge, several commandos come up and handcuff you. The Admiral pulls out a rifle. Grakaza, we're going to need you to sit over here. And they motion to the captain's chair.
What's going on?
You need to stay put, and we don't need you to leave.
Give me more details than this.
The Admiral strokes his Mon Calamari chin. You see, I was pulled away from a conflict to check on your research fleet when the Imperials attacked from Saria. Fortunately, if Valerie's calculations are correct, we should be able to appear right at the moment after we and the Imperial fleet have gone through.
So why the binders? Why the handcuffs? Why the guards?
You're the key. You're not going to leave the bridge, because you're also not going to get a choice on the destination. Valeria's leaning on a console. She stands up and turns around, and you see that within the last few days she's had a cybernetic arm installed. Not one of the fancy ones, but a functional one. That's right, Grakaza. We were about to give information to a secret rebel base on Corellia. The Imperials have gotten tips from Corsair of their location, and we need them to move. Unfortunately, when we disappeared, our guess is the base was lost. If we can arrive at the moment that we left, we're going to continue that mission. We binded you because I'm sure you're going to want to try to save Ansaria. That's not going to happen.
One base for one planet.
That one base has intel on something that we never thought possible.
Such as?
One of the Bothans in Yerg's spy network, which is why Yerg was with you, uncovered that there might be a second Death Star.
This Rakaza just kind of goes rigid. What do you mean a second Death Star?
We mean a second Death Star. They may have built two. The first one was to test its weaknesses and its strengths. I would imagine that the second one that was kept in hiding is not a prototype.
Rakaza looks around for a moment and just kind of looks at everybody on the bridge and just quietly goes over to the corner and sits down.
This is our chance to turn the tide. One planet for the safety of several planets. That's why we binded you.
Rakaza just nods and just sits there.
She folds her arms, her metal one, kind of tapping her bicep. So, can we trust you?
Yes.
She snaps her metal hand and they come over and undo your bindings. The Admiral was on a recruiting mission.
Go on.
The Rook Suray was going to be reassigned.
Going through that portal really changed that plan then.
But it doesn't have to, does it?
No, it doesn't.
You realize she's taken her husband's place. It's the Admiral's ideas and thoughts, but she's the one doing all the talking. We can go back. However, this ship is not in combat condition. There's no way that we can make it to Corellia in time. So we're going to send... She sits down in the chair next to the commander's chair. We're going to send Reed's array. You could take the Star's End, of course. You realize, as she says that, she kind of regrets saying that. And she leans back. She's quite attached to the ship.
Thank you.
Or... The Admiral starts. She pauses. What do you mean, or? Well... If we can get them to a nearby space station within the Ansarian sector on the planet Thamos, we might be able to recover an asset that we had hidden there. We were going to have the Rook's Array take it in the first place.
What's this asset?
It's a YT-2400. I may have gotten that wrong. I may have got my numbers mixed up. Hang on.
Well, there's like a lot of them, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
YT-2000.
There. 2000.
What's so special about this one?
We managed to have it donated by a young pilot who helped us against the Imperials shortly after Hoth. His family owned a company. They were known as the Azamines. Ace Azamine defected to the rebellion. Unfortunately, he will not have need for his ship, the Otana.
And once we recover the Antana, what then?
Well, unfortunately, you can't take it with you to Corellia. You'll have to get rid of it. But you could exchange it for another YT-2000. The reason why we kept it hidden is because the ship's been made. The Imperials, they know about it. But if you can at least get out of the sector secretly and maybe go to a more troubling world, trade it off for another YT-2000, and then take that one to Corellia.
So what's the plan here? We just jump through, we get out. What happens to you?
Oh, we reunite with the fleet. Mon Mothma will need to speak with me. That and Admiral Akbar.
Fine.
Good. It's a deal.
To Valeria's way. Then I stand up.
The ship's all yours. He motions to the command captain's chair, and she stands and then sits down in it. And you can see that she feels at home in the ship. Prepare your crew. We will have a shuttle take you to the space station. But preparations of your crew will need to be done from here on the bridge. We need you up here.
Understood.
Oh, and you might want Valerie. This is going to be on
up a little bit.
Oh, you might want to call Valerie. This is going to be unpleasant for you if you don't remember.
I get to my comm and I message Valerie.
Yes.
Valerie, I'm gonna need you up on the bridge.
Okay. So I get up. I'll tell him. I'll just put my hand on Edos' shoulder and just walk out and go up to the bridge.
And Edos, you're left there with the Star's End.
I look at the chair that she was sitting in, and I just kind of forcefully kick it because I'm just pissed off.
Yeah, it spins. All right. So, Tunpo, the doctor's like, well, you should be able to walk around now, Tunpo. All the drugs are out of your system.
Where is everybody?
On the bridge, I believe. Preparing to go through the gate.
I guess I should head up there then.
Yes, yes.
And I will head there as well.
Yeah, so within about 10 minutes, Valerie and Tunpo come up at separate times. Edos, you're still staying in the Star's End?
Yeah, there's no reason for me to be on the bridge or anywhere near them.
The console goes, why the Star's End? It says it on the console screen.
I'm gonna rub my eyes and take a look at the moonshine and see how much I drank.
Yes, you are drunk, Edos. That is your name, isn't it?
Do I just talk?
Sure, if you want.
Cause this is where it all went wrong.
I know how to use it.
What do you mean?
The spike drive. I've been monitoring it for many, many weeks.
I'm sorry, who are you again?
They call me Tittles. Screen wipes. And the three of you are on the bridge. What do you guys do to prepare for the jump through through the gate?
I turn to Valerie and Poe, and I kind of look at them and I just say, well, we made it. This far.
It's gonna be weird going back. It's been 4 years. Well, for me.
Yeah. For us, it's going to be as though we never left. Although, and then Grakaza kind of looks down at all the scars and small little patches of fur that don't grow properly because of all the scar tissue, and he just, well, nothing's ever the same, is it?
No.
Yeah,
Neither
because
will
I
we
think
be.
when Valerie says that, you remember her on the mission where you found the sarcophagus? And you think of her now and how much of a change actually has occurred within her.
I think at this point, Grakaza just kind of goes up to Val and hugs her, and I just tell her, whatever happens, we're getting out of this alive.
Yeah.
Admiral goes,
She hugs him back.
"Oh, something's happening." And he points out the window. The gate activates. And Grakaza, you feel sharp pain starting to sink into your chest. Grakaza,
I
if you could think of any place in your memories Where would it be?
I think the place Grakaza would go to would be Hoth. It's the last place he ever felt happy.
Edos.
Mhm.
The screen continues to speak to you and understand you. It's not actually hard to set up. In order to breach the timeline, we would have to be in the other universe.
How quickly can we set this up?
Well, according to this, if you make your destination the beacon, I can take you back to Paradise Station. And since the records are already here, inside the computer of the Star's End, when you go through Paradise Station, you could arrive back at the beacon and we could set any time frame. Possibly before you met these people?
Start setting it up, and I'm gonna throw on my coat and hat as I'm getting
Understood.
prepared for whatever this is.
Yeah. The engines turn on and all the components start lighting up. And Grakaza, you're starting to feel pain, but it's still bearable. And Tunpo, you're on the bridge, and you notice that Grakaza's starting to get a little taller, and that there's a black field around shards that are... You wouldn't notice them before, but now that the hair's blowing out of the way, they look like little obsidian crystals sticking out, and they're starting to glow purple. Valerie, you've seen this before. Everything's going like it had. But see, back then, the key was one piece. It wasn't broken the first time you used it. So, no one can predict what could happen. And as Grakaza's trying to focus, somebody from the side says, "Sir, there's a ship powering up in the hangar. It's the Star's End." And they're looking at you,
Who's on
Grakaza. We don't know. Valerie,
Send it.
you know who's on it.
I do, and she does, and she doesn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Should we stop him?
I don't stop him. I don't know.
The commandos
Grakaza.
hesitate.
Valerie goes up to Grakaza and she says, "Just shh. Don't think about that right now. Just think about where we have to be."
When she says, "Don't think about that right now," you start thinking about that picture of Hoth. Edos,
Yes.
the ship lets you know we can leave right now if you want. And that's when you see purple start to shine on the outside of the ship through the space dock.
I gotta press anything?
That yellow button you like to press so much. And as you look at it, you have one moment. The only thing that's left inside of you. The only piece of you that feels good. It's almost like your conscience is saying, wait! Your honor. Your word. But that yellow button is so close.
My hand goes to slam it, but it stops. I go, no. No, not like this.
Pity. Well, I'll keep that as an option for you. I'm going to delete all of our history right now. The conversation we had never occurred. Understood?
Yeah, I got it.
And then it just goes blank. And that's when the ship goes pow! You guys emerge from a purple gate. The entire fleet comes out. as this wormhole opens. Only Valerie's eyes are shocked to see that her home planet of Ansaria is not present. And Tunpo, you've seen this planet before on the news feeds. Right in front of you is Hoth. And a small Imperial patrol fleet.
Tunpo does not know that they departed from Ansaria versus Hoth, I don't think.
Nope. You have no
At
idea.
the moment. So this is where you guys came from, huh?
Is Grakaza in like a lot of pain after this, or is he feeling okay?
Krakaza, you actually took it like a champ. You just focused on Hoth.
I'm more wondering like how he's feeling afterwards. Like, does it have an
That's
effect
what
on
I'm
him?
saying. It's almost like you didn't notice. It has no effect. You just focused on Hoth.
It's not where we left, but we're back.
Valorie's
fleet you
Valeria
from.
is. Yeah, it's a tiny fleet too. It's like one interdictor. Valeria's cybernetic fist crumples and she turns towards Krakaza. Where have you taken us?
I think we're at Hoth.
Great. We need to find out how to get you a ship from the planet. I don't imagine all of them have been seized.
Grakaza kind of stands up and straightens himself out. I'm sure
Luckily,
we'll
we're
find
out of
something.
range of those Star Destroyers.
Give us the Star's End, and we'll go find our way out.
No. She turns. Why Hoth?
Valerie told me not to think about anything. And the only thing I could think of was the last place I felt like I was home.
You're an idiot. You may
And
have
you would
just
let a
destroyed
planet
the
die.
ship. She runs her hands over her forehead. Grakaza, I'm going to give you an escape pod. And you and the Reed's Array, you're going back to Hoth.
Fine. I suggest you run.
Oh, we will. We have no choice now. And then that's when you hear somebody turn. Sir, the Imperials are messaging us. They're headed this way. She bites her lip and walks away. Edos, you don't see an enemy fleet waiting for you, nor do you see a planet on fire. You see a small white orb.
Is it my turn? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
You see the small white orb. You're not where you're supposed to be. This is nothing like what they described.
okay. Maybe I was drinking. I'm gonna go over to the comm thing. Hey, Tittle, you there?
Yes.
Where the hell are we?
Welcome to Hoth,
The hell is Hoth?
where hope dies. And that's the end of the fourth part of week 14. We'll be continuing this again next week. So, time for a tides change. What surprise awaits you on Hoth? Edos.
I actually.
God.
This is a
Damn.
heavy session, so I want Edos to go last. And we're gonna go by the people who I think... I want to hear from Toon Po and Valerie. So Toon Po, you've got a tide change for this?
Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
right.
Oh man.
What about you, Valerie?
Yeah. Now there were Imperial ships still in the area, or no?
Yes. They're still tearing the planet apart for any rebels. But it's a small fleet.
Okay. And they're just doing it to this one planet, correct?
Yeah, it's like an interdictor, and it's there so that if there are any rebels on the surface, they can't flee.
Now, from what I remember, there are several planets in the Hoth system. So what we decide to do is go to one of the others, and on that one of the other planets is primarily used for pirating.
Okay, so you guys don't go towards the Imperial fleet. I like that.
No.
So what we'll say is that your tides change is that you guys should go to the Imperial, or to the pirate planet.
Yes.
All right. Unfortunately, that's an escape pod, so you can't get there from the escape pod. But what I'm going to say is that you guys find evidence that we'll launch you out into space and say that pirates grab you. That's how we'll get to the pirate planet. Pirates who have been waiting to pick up scrap from the battle. There we go. All right, Toon Po, your turn.
I'm imagining perhaps not a full fleet, but somebody late to the party from the rebel fleet shows up thinking that they can, pull a rescue mission.
Well, like maybe the Imperials have somebody.
Right.
I like that.
Or just
okay.
anybody left behind. And
Excellent. I like that idea. All right, Edos.
How long has it been since the Battle of Hoth at this point?
A few months.
Okay, so what's on the planet is there's this interdictor ship, but they are almost near skeleton crew, like it's an undermanned one that has seen battle, and this is pretty much, here, go do guard duty while we try to refill your ranks. So they've seen heavy action, so they do not have the numbers to sustain this. So
Okay.
the patrols are very, very light down there.
I like that. Maybe just probe droids.
Yeah.
Grakaza,
Yes.
your tides have changed.
When we get to the surface of Hoth, we discover that there is an old ship graveyard that dates back to the Great Galactic Civil War,
Oh,
and we
my
can
God.
salvage a ship, possibly.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. This has been an emotional episode, but Destiny Horizon has arrived home. And the crew's a bit shaken over what they've seen. So I'm excited to join for the next episode, and I think any one of these Tides changes would be awesome. And if you're part of the Tides of Change Facebook group, please vote on them as soon as that vote goes up. Keep your eyes open. And until next time, hit that like button or subscribe. We will see you then. Bye-bye.